What is Cafe Mocha? Experts, celebrities, music and features from a woman's perspective. Intriguing conversation, the Swag Award, espresso, the MC Light Mix. Radio from a woman's perspective.
What flavor are you, baby?
This is Cafe Mocha.
Welcome to Cafe Mocha. I'm Angelique. This weekend, the show is all about movies and music. We're kicking the show off with the stars of Ride Along, Ice Cube and Kevin Hart. Plus, we're gearing you up for the Grammys with former nominees Lettucey and Marsha Ambrosius. Speaking of nominees, this is your last weekend to get registered to see Fantasia live on Broadway. Just log on to cafemocharadio.com. It's Cafe Mocha. I'm Angelique, and another black film is taking the box office by storm. Jack Ryan was supposed to be the big winner last weekend, but Ride Along not only debuted at number one, it was the biggest debut on MLK weekend ever. I'm here with Ice Cube. Now, tell us how you and Kevin Hart hooked up to do this movie.
He had called me maybe a year and a half ago, and he basically was like, yo, we need to find something together to work on. And,
right.
I was happy to get that call because I had admired his stand-up, kind of from afar, ran into him a couple of times, and, it's just good to be able to do another movie, with a great comedian, just another notch on my belt.
I heard that. Now let's talk about your character. He's the undercover cop. How would you describe him?
He has no social life, none of that. He's just into being the best undercover cop he can be. And, he raised his sister since they were very young, and he's overprotective of her, and she's his world.
It's Cafe Mocha talking to Ice Cube about Ride Along. Now, how'd your character James feel when his sister brought home Kevin Hart?
He is the last person in the world that James thought that his sister would be with. He's far from 6 feet tall, far from 6 feet, and James is not feeling Ben at all. So he decides to, let me take him on a ride along, and then maybe he'd leave my sister alone.
I love that you guys are complete opposite in this movie. You're the hardcore guy. How would you describe Kevin Hart, though?
He's a gamer, so he's a virtual video game junkie. So he thinks since he's learned all this stuff on Call of Duty and those kind of games like that he can apply that to the real world. And I'm telling him, you virtual, I'm reality.
Now, I imagine being on set with Kevin Hart had to be fun. How was that experience?
I like working with dudes who are naturally funny. No matter what situation you get them in, that they can make the room laugh, and Kevin's quickly becoming a master when it comes to just owning the room, owning the screen, just a pro, through and through.
Ice Cube, the movie is Ride Along. I've got Kevin Hart on the red carpet up next. This is Cafe Mocha.
CafeMochaRadio.com, a fresh blend of innovative perspectives.
For women on the go.
It's Cafe Mocha. I'm Angelique on the red carpet of a Ride Along. Kevin Hart just walked up. Man, how exciting is this for you?
I'm beyond excited, man. This is a great movie. More importantly, it's a great opportunity. I got to take my hat off to Tim Story, Will Packer, Ice Cube for giving me the opportunity. I'm not a person who is oblivious to how big of an opportunity this is. And, the movie came out amazing, man. So right now, the sky can honestly be the limit. It's just about how I handle it from here, and hopefully people will see it, and we might be talking possible franchise.
Oh, so there's going to be more, huh? That would be great. Now, understand that you're going around telling people that you're an action star now. What's up with that?
Yes. People want to see me with my shirt off. It's proven. I can show you a tweet that somebody said to me. We want to see Kevin with his shirt off, come out of the explosions more. That's exactly what the tweet said. Things where I'm like ripping off people's arms and stuff like that. Something like Action Jackson, but for our time. Yeah.
And now, what do you think of people calling you the funniest man in the business?
I don't want to hear that stuff. Just call me a hard worker. Call me a guy that's on his grind and that's trying to do his job to the best of my ability.
When I talked to Ice Cube, he was really praising your work, enjoyed working with you. How'd you feel about working with him?
The thing about Cube is I just respect the fact that he's a professional, you know. On top of showing up to work on time and taking his job serious, he's a guy who is about making a project better. And to put me in a position to win like he did, it's mind-blowing, man. All I can do is just, I can smile and appreciate him so much more today than I did yesterday. Because it takes a man with such a humble upbringing and humility to say, hey, I'm going to let this young guy come in and score, and I'm going to set him up. I can't be funny in this movie without Cube. Cube was a perfect partner for me. Perfect.
Congrats, man. Thanks so much. Right Along, starring Kevin Hart and Ice Cube, in theaters now. It's Cafe Mocha.
Now that is what I'm talking about. This is Robin Thicke with my ladies MC Light, Angelique, and Lonnie Love on Cafe Mocha.
Tamia on Cafe Mocha Radio. I want to say what's up to all the ladies at Heavenly Hair Salon in Hempstead, New York, especially Karsha and Phyllis. Thank you so much for playing Cafe Mocha while you're in there doing them heads. So listen, this is your last weekend to get registered to see Fantasia live on Broadway. The new musical is called After Midnight. Everyone who's seen it said it is phenomenal. I'm going to meet you in Harlem. We're going to go to dinner. We're going to hit Broadway and check out Fantasia live. Like I said, this is your last weekend to get registered, so log on to cafemocharadio.com. It's Cafe Mocha. This weekend is Grammy weekend, and we're getting you ready with former nominees Lettucey and Marsha Ambrosius. Both are coming up along with the Light Mix. It's Cafe Mocha. We're celebrating Grammy weekend with Marsha Ambrosius, who, of course, last year had a couple of nominations for her solo work and then had bunches of nominations with her group Flowetry. You know, I hate to bring up the past, but I got to ask you, how hard was it to leave that group?
But I didn't leave. Natalie and myself were solo artists initially. We just happened to find something that worked collectively and cohesively. My idea was to lend a poet to the songs and the melodies that I write. Mm-hmm. So that worked when it worked. We were 3 albums deep before, you know, the industry opens you up into who you actually are as a person. You know, if you were a mean girl prior to the industry, you're probably going to get meaner when you're in it. Mm-hmm. And that just goes with the territory. You start becoming who you really are, and, you know, people drift apart and become who they are. And I just, you know, 3 albums in, felt it necessary to remove myself from things that wouldn't work out long term. I'm a Leo, and I'm loyal to the bitter end, to the brink of death. I'll be with you, but I can't die for you. That just won't happen. So, you know, I didn't leave the group. I pursued her solo projects, and I was writing. I did Alicia Keys' project, Jamie Foxx, Justin Timberlake, Mario. I was doing a lot of stuff prior to me even having a solo deal. I was just, you know, concentrating behind the scenes. I'm trying to be, you know, Quincy Jones in this thing. That's right. You know, the artist thing is just a luxury. So I figured, you know, why not do it for the fans? People wanted me to do a solo album. And well, I'm glad that I did, and I love it, and I'm looking forward to the second one.
Yeah, we're all glad that you did. Look.
It's Cafe Mocha celebrating Grammy weekend with Marsha Ambrosius. On the way, we've got Lettucey, but right now, is this a future Grammy-nominated hit? Here's Marsha with Neo. It's called Without You, and we're Cafe Mocha.
This is Algebra Blessed with my ladies MC Light, Angelique, and Lonnie Love on Cafe Mocha.
It's Cafe Mocha. We're celebrating Grammy weekend by talking to former nominees. Lettucey was once nominated for Best New Artist, plus she got a few nominations last year. She stopped by to talk about how Hollywood couldn't wait to try to change her style. On the line, R&B singer Lettucey.
My girl.
Many times have you been told that you needed to change your name, you needed to go get a big weave, that you need to do all this sort of stuff? How many times did that happen?
Oh, the whole entire 12 years of my career.
Oh, my.
Wow.
Well,
even now, even today.
Really?
Wow.
Change your hair.
Even today? How'd I tell you to do anything now?
You got 3 Grammy nominations.
Yeah, I have a total of 7.
7? Sorry.
I've been nominated for 7.
Get it right.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So
That is good.
What made you stay true to yourself?
You know, being raised with my mother, having my mom around, always telling me how beautiful I am. I always go to her to get confirmation.
That's right.
On how to, you need to rejuvenate yourself when people tell you to change a lot. I always check in with my mom. She's a check-in person, and that's how I maintain how I feel. And I did everything naturally, so I know that I'm doing it right when it's done naturally.
It's Cafe Mocha. We're talking to Letter C. She's proof that you don't have to get half naked to get on top of the charts.
Ooh.
Get it, girl.
Cafe Mocha.
I'm Angelique with your Cafe Mocha Espresso. We'd like to wish First Lady Michelle Obama a happy 50th birthday. No cameras or cell phones were allowed at the Big Bash, but Al Roker was there.
First of all, it was literally a house party. It was a house party that happened to be in the White House. My wife Deborah and I went. Yeah, there were all these stars, which was kind of terrific. Beyonce was performing. Paul McCartney was talking or was kind of grooving with Stevie Wonder. And I thought, oh my gosh, Ebony and Ivory right there. It's unbelievable.
With the huge success of the Best Man holiday and now Ride Along, a lot of old black classics may be getting sequels, including this Spike Lee joint.
Now, there's a big rumor out there, I want to get right into it, that there's going to be a remake, a sequel to He Got Game. Is that true?
Very potentially.
Very potentially. Do you guys think? That would be amazing.
Ray's been texting me. I talked about it with Hill Harper. I talked about it with Spike a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
I think if it's the right script, we'll go there.
And don't forget, we're sending someone to New York City to see Fantasia on Broadway in her hit musical After Midnight. The deadline is nearing, so make sure you log on to CafeMochaRadio.com. I'm Angelique, and that's your Espresso.
This is Cafe Mocha. Cafe Mocha.
It's Cafe Mocha. 3 distinct flavors, 1 experience. It's your girl, MC Light. You are in the middle of a 10-minute light mix where I throw it on back. Got Angelique, Lonnie Love on standby. Check us out, CafeMochaRadio.com, and also follow us on Twitter. We're here. Come on.
I don't need no dreams when I'm rocking feet.
The reason why I live is Cafe Mocha, your Inside the Light mix with DJ MC Light. Make sure to check us out on Facebook while you're there, like us. And then get the app, Cafe Mocha Radio. This is Quincy Jones, putting it down. It's Cafe Mocha, 3 distinct flavors, 1 experience. Right now, you are in the light mix. Yours truly, DJ MC Light, bringing those throwback joints to you. Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Cafe Mocha Radio, and then download the app so you can be in the know always and forever. Shaka. Cafe Mocha Radio.
Wrapping up the show with MC Light and the Light Mix. Want to wish all the Grammy nominees much success this weekend, especially our buddy John Legend and, of course, Fantasia. Speaking of Fantasia, this is your last weekend to see her live in New York in After Midnight. Just log on to CafeMochaRadio.com. We'll see you next weekend.
This is how we do it.
Cafe Mocha is a production of Miles Ahead Broadcasting in association with Cumulus Media Networks. Executive producer Sheila Eldridge, writer and producer Angelique Perrin. For comments and more information, visit CafeMochaRadio.com.